Heisenberg, the dumber Oppenheimer. When you think of the atomic bomb, one name comes to mind. J. Robert Oppenheimer, the father of the bomb, brilliant, tortured, and forever haunted by his creation. But on the other side of the war, there was another physicist, a man just as brilliant, but remembered very differently. His name was Werner Heisenberg. Some saw him as a genius. Others saw him as a Nazi collaborator, and some call him the dumber Oppenheimer. This is the story of the man who could have built Hitler the bomb, but didn't. Werner Heisenberg was born in 1901 in Germany. From a young age, he showed extraordinary talent in mathematics and physics. By 26, he formulated the uncertainty principle, a cornerstone of quantum mechanics. He even won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1932. He wasn't just smart. He was one of the most important physicists of his time. But then came Adolf Hitler. When the Nazis rose to power, German science became twisted into a weapon of war. Many Jewish scientists, like Einstein, fled to America, but Heisenberg stayed. Soon, Germany launched its own nuclear project, and Heisenberg was put at the center. If successful, he could hand Hitler the most terrifying weapon in history, the atomic bomb. Meanwhile, across the Atlantic, Oppenheimer led the Manhattan Project. His team of exiled geniuses, Einstein, Fermi, Szilard, were building the bomb for the Allies. It became a race. Heisenberg versus Oppenheimer. But here's the twist. Heisenberg never built the bomb. Some historians say he deliberately slowed the project, sabotaging the Nazis by making mistakes in his calculations. Others argue he simply got it wrong, that he misunderstood how much uranium and heavy water were needed. While Oppenheimer's team worked with precision, Heisenberg miscalculated by a factor of 10. Instead of building a nuclear reactor that never worked. So, was Heisenberg secretly resisting the Nazis, or was he just sloppy? That debate continues to this day. After the war, Heisenberg and other German scientists were captured and held in Britain under surveillance at Farm Hall. Their conversations were secretly recorded. When they heard the Americans had dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima, Heisenberg at first refused to believe it. Then he scrambled to recalculate the physics, finally admitting he'd made huge errors. If he'd gotten it right, the course of history might have changed forever. Here's the contrast. Oppenheimer built the bomb and changed the world forever. Heisenberg didn't. Some call that luck, some call it incompetence. Others believe Heisenberg knew exactly what he was doing, that he chose not to give Hitler the bomb. But history remembers him differently, not as a hero, not as a monster, but as the man who could have been Oppenheimer and wasn't. Werner Heisenberg remains a mystery, a Nobel-winning genius who shaped quantum physics, but also a man accused of serving the Nazis. Was he a quiet resistor, or simply a scientist blinded by ambition and maybe a little too careless with his math? Either way, the world is lucky, because while Oppenheimer became the destroyer of worlds, Heisenberg became something else. The dumber Oppenheimer, genius, collaborator, mystery, Heisenberg.